Yeah, I just mean it's no longer 1937. And we absolutely destroyed another Disney classic for woke feminist garbage. Yeah, exactly. We took away the precious few jobs that dwarf actors can get and instead used a diverse cast of politically correct companions for Snow Brown. She's not going to be dreaming about true love. She's going to be dreaming about what all little girls should be dreaming about. Climbing the corporate ladder to become a middle manager at a giant corporation that doesn't even know her last name. I mean, come on.
New Snow White is going to be very interesting. When I saw the first video that has been leaked, I knew they just want to do DEI, diversity, equity and inclusion. And I don't mind them. I believe Jason Sphinx or something like that in Daredevil, they made him black once. Nick Fury, they made him black, and it worked. And why did it work? Because they kept the original reason why they are that person. So the whole face change, it wasn't about the face change, it was more about can you act the role. It's not with Snow White. Let me show you why.
The original cartoon came out in 1937, and very evidently so. There's a big focus on her love story with a guy who literally stalks her.
Yeah.
Weird.
Super weird.
So we didn't do that this time. Cast a guy in the movie,
Right.
Andrew Burnap, great dude. All of Andrew's scenes could get cut, who knows? It's Hollywood, baby.
If I'm going to stand there 18 hours in a dress of an iconic Disney princess, I deserve to be paid for every hour that it is streamed online.
I was scared of the original cartoon. I think I watched it once and then I never picked it up again. Like, I'm being so serious. I watched it once and then I went on the ride in Disney World, which was called Snow White's Scary Adventures. Doesn't sound like something a little kid would like. Was terrified of it. Never revisited Snow White again. So I watched it for the first time in probably 16, 17 years when I was doing this film. It's no longer 1937, and we absolutely wrote a Snow White that is
not going to be saved by the prince.
She's not going to be saved by the prince, and she's not going to be dreaming about true love. She's dreaming about becoming the leader she knows she can be, and the leader that her late father told her that she could be if she was fearless, fair, brave, and true. Reality is that the cartoon was made 85 years ago. It's extremely dated when it comes to the ideas of women being in roles of power and what a woman is fit for in the world. And so when we came to reimagining the actual role, Snow White has to learn a lot of lessons about coming into her own power before she can come into power over a kingdom.
She's not going to be saved by the prince, and she's the proactive one, and she's the one who set the terms, is what makes it so relevant to where we are today.
Man, I don't care what you want to do. You want to do a movie the way you want, cool. You don't want to be saved by a prince, cool. That means clearly you don't care about the original thing. You cannot make anything added to the original. You just have to scrap it. But you do enjoy to take the name, the IP that is very famous, so you can send a specific message.
Ain't nobody got time for that. Because these are roles made for actors of my stature. Roles that aren't ever really given. I can't go out for the Harrison Ford or the George Clooney roles because that's not for me. These dwarf roles are for people of my stature.
Right.
And now it's taken away.
We are progressing so much that we are regressing. Because right now the people that are promoting this message is telling us now it's not that we're progressing in the right direction. We need to choose the one that we think are suffering the most. You're telling me compared to black people in other colors instead of white, that the dwarfs suffer less than the blacks and brown that you choose in the movie?
You probably knew that was going to happen too. You knew like, oh, they're going to probably kick my ass, get some licks in so I can play it off.
Separate characters that are actually heroes for this lady.
Yes.
And they take care and they take this lady in.
They save
so
her.
they're viewed so well to society.
They save the woman.
Now
they're hardworking, they're wealthy, they are kind, they are generous-hearted. It's hard to think of a more positive narrative about any people at all.
Well, let's just go back to the 1930s, Piers. I think you'd be happy there.
You know what, James? So the progressives see that when we represent specific people, we're laughing at them if we put them in a movie. But you will still use the roles to act for other people that you think are still marginalized when the same roles could give these people a job, an opportunity, or fame. But you're like, no, those people deserve it more. So to me, you're pretending like you care about people, but you only care about the people that give you moral point. That's the problem, and that is what people are noticing. And now the movie is getting bad attention, people are worried, and suddenly you made this movie.
Taken out of context, and I know that at this point I can't really stop people from doing that because that's what my whole existence on the internet is just me being taken. I never want it to come off as me being ungrateful for the opportunities I have when I say that this has been the biggest adjustment of my life, like understanding the way my life operates now, being who I am, and the things that I've been so fortunate to make. It comes with so much ground that I never thought I would be able to cover, and that people think I'm doing poorly, and other people think I'm doing gracefully, and I don't think I'm doing it at all. So when I tell you that it's hard, I just mean to be inside my brain. It's filled with a lot of beautiful moments and beautiful people. I have a loving family, an incredible boyfriend that I love so much, beautiful friends and family, people that I miss. It's a privilege to miss people the way that I do. But it's hard. And it's lonely. It's very lonely.
I don't think nobody is understanding you wrong. Actually, by what you were saying, I think most people would want what you have and not the movie star part. The fact that you have a family and friends that actually wants to be around you, that's a positive thing. And there are positive things about you on the internet too, other than movies. So there are many ways you could have projected a very positive talent, even if these days negativity stays out there. I know, especially when they take people out of context, just like I got demonetized on YouTube. But you have these videos and they make you look very condescending when they chosen you for not being white.
Do you speak the language? Does it matter? Do you eat the food? Does it matter?
To not get any bad attention, all you had to do, we're going to remake the movie without a man, because you are about feminism, right? You don't need to be saved, cool. But all the people that are with Snow White were people that are helping her to reach a specific mission. And I'm like, focus on that, right? I think you actually did that. You removed all the little people. And I don't know how the story is going to end, but the fact that you were chosen like that and you push the little people away, you choose a bunch of people of color and other not white. I think the story is going to be so stupid because you're only going to fight white people. So if you just change that message and make it not specifically that I can predict what's going to happen, that is going to be a woman that has no mistake, issue or problem because she's so powerful and gangster, and she's going to help everybody behind her as if she's the hero and she cannot fail at all. I'm like, yeah, and you're gonna fight white people? Ooh, it's a great message. Ooh, oh yeah, and the black people is going to say something about the past ancestor that the white people did. I know it's going to be in the movie as usual. I'm like, hey people, it's so predictable. That's why it's so boring. And that's why when many times you make the movie, you say, well, the movie is not meant for you, then don't go watch it. And then you don't go watch it. Oh, the sales are down. It's your fault. I'm like, hey, you need to attract us. Not today. You can't attract us by talking bad about us as if we don't deserve that. We like a specific messaging. And if you can understand that message, well, make your own freaking new movies. No, you take over a label that is already working because it's the only way you can get the attention.
It's not your fault. Don't do this to me, man. Not you, man.
But let me know what you guys think about this whole situation. Let me know in the comments how bad and how angry you would feel when somebody talk about the show that you really enjoyed and they tell you, hey, it's outdated.